high volume, preferably in a residential area.
The following thoughts on Happy Hour do not represent Cox Media Group or its sponsoring. Anything you hear may and will be used against you. Thank you. Voted as best local podcast in Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. You're listening to Happy Hour. You're tuned in to Happy Hour, an hour where Happy rants about something. Sit back and listen in. Happy Hour is on now. Happy Hour is on now.
Yo, what's up? This is Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, and for the next hour, my goal in life is to change the way you think about things. For the next hour, I'm going to speak my mind on everything going on in the news, and I want to hear from you guys. So call the show. But when I say all lines are open, that's when you call, because I don't really have a phone screener for this show, because I'm doing it via Facebook Live and Spreaker. It's not on the radio yet, so call me when the phone lines are open, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY, and I will be sure to take your calls in real time. Also, if you're antsy, but you want to get into contact with me, there's other outlets. This isn't the 1990s where there's just snail mail and the phone line. Tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio, and there you can send me a tweet, and I will be sure to respond to it in any way possible. Maybe a retweet, or a favorite, or I will reply during the break. Also, get the Happy Radio app in the Google Play or iPhone shop. Search up Happy Radio, Hoppe Radio, and there's a chat feature on there so you can listen live, you can listen to the interviews. Just get the Happy Radio app. Vote Happy Hour as Best Local Podcast by the Creative Loafing. Go to tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. That's tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. There I'm under Best Local Podcast, Best Internet Radio Show, Best Local Radio Personality. My favorite is Best Local Morning Show. And it doesn't even say Happy Hour. It just says Ryan Hoppe. I mean, you can listen to me in the morning, I guess. I'm flattered by the nomination, even though I don't get up until like noon or 11. But I did get up at, like, let's say 10 today. So I'm working on it. So you can do all of that at tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. We have so much we need to get into, so, all right. If I were Mark Zuckerberg, I'd be embarrassed. I know he's worth billions, and he's got a nice little gated house where he has a fence, and he's hiding in Hawaii, and it annoys all his neighbors. And everything I've read about this guy, he just seems like a complete weirdo. And he tries to admit that the Social Media movie was nothing like him, that he wasn't creeping on girls. Mark Zuckerberg really isn't that much of an innovator. He's a really creative hack. And let me explain. He comes on the scene, and there's Zanga, there's MySpace, there's AIM. So he goes, I'm going to make this thing called Facebook, and I'll copy MySpace. There just won't be really annoying HTML. There won't be the flashing glitter on the page. So he copies it, and we all like Facebook. MySpace goes away by like 2009. So then he seemingly buys out every single app that he can over the years. He gets video, he buys out YouTube, he buys out all these apps, or he didn't buy out YouTube. But my point is, over the years, every single social media platform that has come out, he has somehow figured out a way to copy it. It's been fine, you know, whatever. He then copies Periscope this year by doing Facebook Live. But it's different. You can't see who viewed it, and you can't see the comments in real time if you watch it on replay. So he didn't really copy Periscope. And I'll admit, I like Facebook Live better. It's easier to get an audience. It's better than Periscope because you had to watch it on your smartphone, your tablet, waste energy. So I'm guilty of using Facebook Live, but I'm not going to even refer to the app by its name because I'd be embarrassed how much of an uncreative, uninnovative hack and loser you are. And I'm not trying to be a shock jock. I'm not trying to be edgy. But come on, man. I'm not going to even refer to the app. The gram is what I'm going to call it. You're going to take everything that Snapchat has built since 2011 and basically take away its thunder, you don't have any innovation in your brain? You're a multi-billion-dollar company. All the employees that you have, you couldn't come up with any idea. You had to take away from the other app that's doing really well because you're a self-entitled loser? Explain to me. The phone lines are open now. 856-49-HOPPY. Am I overreacting, or is he a loser? I get he has a hot wife, he's set for life, and I barely have a net worth. But how can you look yourself in the mirror and say, I take away the thunder from every single social media app that goes up against Facebook? Now listen, if he was coming up with original ideas that were taking away the thunder of Periscope, you know, I get it. But to blatantly copy Snapchat and to blatantly just do it on the gram, it's an embarrassment, man. Come on, dude. Really? And it's just annoying because everyone's going to begin using it. I'm going to have to see everyone's annoying username faces, and they would say the same about my PR shot. At the top, I'm going to have to click on it and see what everyone's up to. Everyone's at the gym, or everyone's partying. We're going to have to see that. That's what Snapchat is for. The gram was so I could see what people are up to and so I can promote my brand. This isn't a rant that's going to go on long because there's not much to it. It's sad how we aren't creative anymore. Fox, the TV network, is coming out with a TV show called Lethal Weapon, Rocky Horror Movie, and they're also coming out with another copycat. Creativity's dead. You have shows that are called Power, Empire, and I love Power, but it's an awful name for a show. Whatever. Seth MacFarlane has 5 cartoons, and they're all a carbon copy of Family Guy, which copied The Simpsons. Music is just taking the same lines and making it into its own song. Like, it's really sad how creativity is dead, and that's why I am proud of this outlet. Yeah, maybe me being outspoken is compared to a Shack from the 90s. And maybe me being outspoken and me interviewing people on radio isn't the most original idea. But I'm proud of the fact that I don't take any ideas from anybody in radio. I would not consider myself a hack whatsoever. What I say on this show is what I believe. I don't do any dating games with girls in porn. I don't have a newsreader that's a female. I don't have sound effects. I'm very proud that even though I might be a little edgy, I don't copy Howard whatsoever like a lot of people on radio did. I'm not throwing any shots. I'm just saying, I feel like podcasts are the last outlet, and radio is the last outlet for creativity. Come on, Mark Zuckerberg. Really? Call me. The phone lines are open. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. Wouldn't it be funny if my Gram account and my Facebook account got shut down? I would deal with that. Shut me down, Mark Zuckerberg. I dare you. You uncreative hack. Shut me down. All right. I also saw this in the news. And I don't know what the big deal is. Barack Obama's daughter, she was twerking a little bit and dancing provocatively. Okay? That's what you do when you go to the biggest music fest in the Midwest known as Lollapalooza. You're not going there sipping on wine, eating crackers. Also, she's 18 years old. So, the paparazzi and all the radio pages that were like, oh my God, what has happened to Barack Obama's daughter? Huh? What? We know nothing about their family. We know that Michelle's a good gardener, and she's healthy, and that her crap doesn't smell. And we know that Barack Obama likes to watch The Wire, and he likes Jay-Z, and he's been a decent president, in my opinion. But we know nothing about those kids. Barack Obama has done a really good job of being a dad and keeping them quiet. So I love how the media is like, oh my God, what has happened to little Obama? We have known nothing about those kids since 2008. 07 when they came on the scene. So don't sit there and try to embarrass Obama and go, oh my God, Are they becoming Jenna Bush? Oh my God, what's going on with Barack Obama's kids? He has done a great job of being a parent, and the people who are out there trying to embarrass Barack Obama's daughter. I get if you film it and you put it online, she's in a public place, fine. But to try and shame her, these are the same journalists that are not creative and that are out of ideas, and their daughters, I'm not trying to be a shock, are probably sleeping with guys on the side. Because if you're that focused about someone else's daughter, if it's the president or it's some Joe Schmo from Chattanooga, Tennessee, if you're that focused on someone's daughter, then you're probably not the best parent. You can report on it and go, whoa, look at this. But to try and go, is Obama a good parent? What's going on with the kids that we have known nothing about? Shut up. It's just weird. I'm not patting myself on the back. I'm a really awkward guy. But I pay attention to the news now that I do this podcast. And I pay attention to the news when I'm at the gym. CNN will be on. And I try to keep up with the Daily Mail, the best news outlet out there. And it's just sad how journalism has become TMZ. I have nothing against TMZ. I like TMZ. It's good at what it does. But everybody is so quick to get that viral video. Everybody, MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, Huffington Post, I think I covered it all. They all need to get that out. They need to have the clickbait. And then all this reporting is false, and you have to go, oops, we reported it fast. If I were in the news media, I'd be ashamed. It's sad that local news has better content than the national news. If I was in the national news, I'd be embarrassed. You set the precedent for this country. You're trying to separate us apart. You're trying to make everything seem like it's awful. Report on some good news. Oh my God, Barack Obama's daughter is being an 18-year-old with hormones. Heaven forbid. Call me, 856-49-HAPPY. That is 856-49-HAPPY. All right, up next, there's this lovely girlfriend, and I say that with quotations. She sent multiple texts over and over and over to her boyfriend, who then killed himself, saying, you need to kill yourself, nobody's going to ever love you, you're a loser, your parents want you gone. And the kid ended up doing suicide. He ended up killing himself. I'm having a hard time talking about it. Because here's the problem. In the courtroom, the lawyers for this girl said, just throw it out! I know she admitted that she did it and she gave away her Facebook passwords and talked about it. But no. Forget she ever did that. They're trying to throw out all the evidence. And we will get to that and more. Tweet at me, @RyanHoppyRadio. Call me, 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. We will be right back on Happy Hour. After this, I'm going to take you back to 2006 with Promiscuous Girl. After this, hang on.
Happy Hour. Nope.
Didn't think so.
How you doing, young lady? You feeling that you really drive me crazy? You don't have a player like a show. I was at a local word first time that we saw.
Yo, what's up, Jeffrey? Screw you, balls. Love you, though. I love that Jeffrey watches my show. Great guy. I know you missed me on Rover's Morning Glory, but I'm right here. I didn't die. I didn't kill myself after being catfished. I'm right here. I'm not going away. Yo! My guy Lewis 2 Live is checking in. We will be right back in about, I don't know, a minute 43. Hang on. I'm taking you guys back to 2006. I bought a time machine at Walmart, and we're in 2006.
Live from Tampa Bay, you are tuned in to Hoppe Hour. Shut up! NBA D-League coaches, nationally syndicated radio hosts, TV writers, comedians. You never know who will call in a Hoppe Hour. Shut up!
Welcome back to Hoppe Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe. The phone lines are open. Call me. 856-49-HOPPE. That is 856-49-HOPPE. And we have a message that came in during the break from my guy, one of the classiest, and I will use the word gentleman, in this radio business. Lewis 2 Live of Dance Factory Radio in Chicago on 92.7 and 99.9 on the weekends. From like 9 to 5 a.m. That was my internship when I went to the radio school in Chicago. He was my foot in the door. I was there for about 14 months until I joined Rover Show in Cleveland. Lewis is the guy that makes all of those voiceovers like this one. That's his voice. The most underrated and unique and talented voiceover in this business known as radio. So go to his website, lewis2live.com. and tweet at him, @Lewis2Live. He's a really good dude. He's really talented, and he will hook you up with some really good voiceover. We have so much to get into. But it's time for our great segment that we do every day, known as Hoppe Hot Topic.
Hoppe Hot Topic! Hoppe Hot Topic! Hoppe Hot Topic!
All right. And once again, this isn't being covered in America. I know the election's going on. But why do I have to go to theindependent.co.uk? Why do I have to go to a British domain to get American news? I will keep bringing it up every day until CNN, MSNBC, and Fox News changes their act. Teenage girl who encouraged boyfriend to take his own life wants her police reports thrown out of the case. Michelle Carter, then 17, allegedly sent text messages to her boyfriend, Conrad Roy III, encouraging him to go through on his plans to take his own life. And you see her little mugshot and her face in court. It's like, oh, I'm pretty. Feel bad for me. Dirty, rotten bitch. And I never demean women on this show. I don't like the Kardashians, but I never talk about them. I don't like Swift whatsoever, but I never talk about her. But I do not regret Anytime I will call this imbecile known as Michelle Carter a dirty, rotten bitch. Here's why. Her boyfriend had depression, and she said, go through with it. Go through with it. Kill yourself. Kill yourself. That's called being a bitch. I could say worser things, but I want to be on the radio, and you can say bitch on the radio. A young Massachusetts woman accused of encouraging her boyfriend to kill himself is attempting to suppress everything she said to the cops for her forthcoming manslaughter trial. Michelle Carter, then 17, allegedly sent messages to her boyfriend, Conrad Roy III, encouraging him to go through on his plans to take his life, where she told him to get back in a truck filled with carbon monoxide fumes when he was saying he didn't want to do it. She said, get back in, get back in, get back in capital letters. Roy died of carbon monoxide poisoning 2 years ago after he connected a generator to the truck's exhaust. In a series of texts and Facebook messages, Carter allegedly convinced Roy that his death would be painless, and his parents were prepared for him to commit suicide. Now listen, I've never, ever had suicidal thoughts because I don't believe in an afterlife, so I like being alive. But there's times that I go through times of weeks where I'm depressed and my speech isn't as good and I'm nervous. And you kind of think about death, but then you go, I like being alive. Trust me when I say depression is not something you mess with. Depression's not just where you go, hey, quit being depressed, get up. It comes and then it goes. For all I know, I could be depressed tomorrow. So for this dirty, rotten piece of dirt to even think about encouraging her boyfriend to kill herself, to kill himself rather, trust me, and I'm not saying this to be edgy, not saying this to be out of control. Give her the death penalty. Eye for an eye. What is she going to contribute to society? It's not like she got a DUI and she took her boyfriend's life by driving drunk on accident. It wasn't anything like that. Frankly, this should be called murder. The fact that it's called manslaughter is lame, because manslaughter is an accident. When she sent these texts over and over and over and over again, that wasn't an accident. What is she going to add when she gets out after 10 years? She's going to have a hard time finding a job. But what is Michelle Carter and her cute face going to add to this world? Nothing. And if you were to give her the death penalty, it'd be teaching a precedent not to mess with depression. I feel like when people have mental issues, we kind of sweep it under the rug and go, it sucks, sorry you're schizophrenic, sorry, sorry you have to take meds, but whatever. If this was flip-flopped, and it was him saying, do it, Michelle, do it, you dumb bitch, do it, do it, do it, we would want to kill him. The media would be all on it. HLN would be talking about it. CNN would be talking about it. It'd be on Anderson Cooper, Nancy Grace, if she had a show, she'd be talking about it. But because it's a girl doing it, you go, it's kind of an awkward subject. What's going on with the Kardashians? I don't want to talk about it. She sent a message that said, if you don't do it tonight, you're going to be miserable, and you're a loser, I tell you. You're a loser. You just have to do it. Tonight is the night. It's now or never, you loser. No one loves you. You're a loser. It wasn't even like they got into an argument and she was like, I hate you. Go kill yourself. Maybe where it's in the heat of the moment. The passion and the anger that is in these messages, just how she is so into seeing her boyfriend kill himself, it's really creepy. If this was a 40-year-old dude saying this to his young girlfriend, we would want to castrate him. She's 18. She has mental issues. So do a lot of people. That's what I hate hearing. Is whenever these cases come up, we go, but she's mentally ill. I take meds, Klonopin, Lamictal, Risperdal. You don't see me sending messages. Trust me when I say the people that you don't think are mentally ill or have mental issues probably have it. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I would assume 1 in 3 people maybe have it. Everybody use that as an excuse. Oh, I'm mentally ill. Shut up. She now faces involuntary. Judge Lauren Moniz said in the hearing that the case will proceed to trial in December. On Friday, her lawyers filed a motion to suppress the evidence obtained by the police because she was interrogated and searched unlawfully. I'm sure this isn't the first time that the cops have done it unlawfully, and I'm sure this isn't the last time that the cops do things unlawfully. If that is your defense against this dirty, rotten broad, that the evidence was obtained unlawfully, listen to me right now. Maybe you're annoyed by this rant, but listen to me right now. She was dumb enough to give her Facebook and her Twitter and her phone away to the cops. I'm sure she's watched crime shows, CSI, Criminal Minds, any of that. Anything on Netflix. Maybe she watches Pretty Little Liars. And they'll take a character into jail and they're interrogating that character. What is the line that every crime show ever says when you're being interrogated? Speak to my lawyer. I will not say anything. Nobody forced Michelle Carter to give away her Facebook and her Twitter and her text. Nobody put a gun to her head and said, do it. So to use that as the excuse, oh, she didn't know what she was doing. Maybe she was nervous. Maybe the cops pressured her. But she knew what she was doing when she encouraged her boyfriend over and over and over again to kill himself. Just saying. Call me. The phone lines are open. 856-49-HOPPY. It's 856-49-HOPPY. And I love what, quote-unquote, Michelle Carter wrote. Because I'm sure she is so well put together. The type of girl that would send texts over and over and over to her boyfriend to kill himself when he was depressed. I'm sure she wrote this, which she sent to the court. I believe I was obeying the law of the Commonwealth when I was seized and the passcode to my phone and the username and password to my social media accounts and laptops were obtained. I'm sure if you were to put a gun to her head and say, what does Commonwealth mean? She wouldn't know. I don't even know what that means. I did not freely consent to my search and seizure. Yeah, you did. You freely consented to it when you gave them all your passwords. Maybe they pressured you, and maybe they lied to you a little bit. But what rules should you have, honey? What defense should you have? Are we supposed to feel bad for you that you were pressured into giving the passwords away? It's not like this is a DUI case or this is something where you go, oh, it's a dumb teenager. She didn't know what she was doing. She clearly knew what she was doing when she sent text saying, do it, you loser. Do it, you loser. She's a smart girl. She was smart enough to encourage her depressed boyfriend to take away his own life after he didn't want to do it, and he tried to escape the car. She knows what she's doing. She's a manipulative bitch. Shut up. God. That's why I can never be a lawyer. Have to defend these creeps. According to her warrant, the cops did have search warrants for her home and mobile phone. That's the best you have, is you're trying to claim that you don't have warrants and there weren't records of them searching through the things when they had a warrant. That's the best you have, is just trying to go against records. You have no case. Carter's lawyers filed a further 21 motions on Friday, including a request for access to a conversation between Carter and another one of his friends, which the lawyers say showed Carter had informed others about these suicidal thoughts. Does it make it any better? Listen, maybe she did have texts where she sent it to other people and other people knew. What is that going to prove? That's making her more guilty because it shows that she was bragging to everybody. Like, okay. So what if there's other texts of her saying it to people? Is that going to bring him back? Is that going to give her less jail time? If anything, her bragging makes her look batcrap crazy. I really hope she gets something. I really hope they give her at least 10 years in jail. She's 18 right now. You know what you should do? is give her 12 years so she won't experience any of her 20s in jail or outside. Give her 12 years so she gets out right when she's 30 and she's freaking out. Yeah, life's short and she'll be dead soon. Trust me. You know what would be great? Give her 22 years so then she gets out when she's 40 and she's going, oh no, I'm going to be dead soon. Just like my boyfriend that I encouraged to kill himself. Call me. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. Up next, we will talk about Draymond Green. Everybody knows by now that he sent a Snapchat and accidentally sent it to everyone of his dong. And now he's being offered $100,000 by good old Vivid Entertainment. So we will get into that. And Matt Lauer claims that an emotional person helped him speak to his dad. And that someone that works for a reality show, someone helped him speak to his dead dad. And that is a disgrace. All he's doing that is for attention because nobody's talking about Matt Lauer. So we will get into that and more. Tweet at me at Ryan Hoppy Radio and message me via the Hoppy Radio app. I am going to take you guys back to 2007 with Young Jock and his song Flip Flop. Everybody thinks about It's Going Down or his other songs that Young Jock had. But Flip Flop is one of the most underrated songs by him, so I will be sure to play that right now. We will be right back on Hoppy Hour. After this, do not touch that computer mouse, do not touch that tablet, or however the hell you are listening to this riveting show known as Hoppy Hour.
Hoppy Hour. Hoppy Hour.
What's up, Kimberly? I'm just trying to focus. Kimberly, I appreciate you watching, but I just talked for about 10 minutes in a row. I need a breather. I appreciate you watching, though. No, it's all good.
Shut up! Watch out. Hoppy is about to rant.
Live from the Sunshine State, this is Hoppy Hour.
Yeah, it's a crazy rave up in here, I tell you. Because nothing defines a rave, and nothing defines a crazy party like an awkward 22 going on 23-year-old podcast, talking in a room at 8:50 at night on a Tuesday. Yeah! Let's get turned up. Let's get wild for tonight. I have so much fun with that air horn. I know it annoys everybody, but it's a ton of fun. Call me and let me know how much you hate that air horn. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. And send me a tweet at Ryan Hoppy Radio if you're a little shy, but you want to get into contact with me. And I appreciate everybody that is watching via Facebook Live. And you can watch the archive of my Facebook Lives by going to tinyurl.com/happyhourlive. That is tinyurl.com/happyhourlive. All right. I'm not going to dwell into this that much, but this is from the riveting site known as InfluxWeTrust.com, which is probably a better news outlet than CNN. Vivid offers Draymond Green 6 figures to make a porno with his perfect penis. If I was him, I would be so embarrassed. But if I was him, I also wouldn't care, because he's not going to take up on the offer. And he knows that that perfect penis has seen a lot of hot women, and our penises haven't. So he's living the life. We're all laughing at him. Yeah, Draymond Green's a loser. Yeah, he's a dumbass. He may be a little bit immature, but he also can get any girl he wants in the Bay Area. Yeah, he hits people on the balls, and yeah, he gets into fights with people in Michigan, but he also lives the life. Anybody that's hating on him, frankly, is jealous of him, and frankly needs to shut up. Draymond Green accidentally put his penis on Snapchat to all his followers, so of course, leading porn company Vivid came knocking with a porn offer, as they do for every exposed celebrity. So he's not even that special. Maybe he doesn't have the perfect penis. Because if they're doing it to every celebrity that has a nude leak, if I was Draymond Green, my ego would be hurt. Vivid Entertainment sent a letter to Green saying that they saw his D pic. I love how InfluxWeTrust just writes the word D, but I'm not going to say it. Draymond accidentally put it on Snapchat over the weekend. And they said they were impressed with his member and believes it's the perfect centerpiece for a new celeb sex tape. You know what's funny? I wouldn't do the sex tape, and we know he's not going to, but a lot of these athletes end up just burning through their money, and their NBA time just goes by real fast, and it just flashes by their eyes, and then they're out of money, and they can't believe they're not playing anymore. This $100,000 that he is being offered by Vivid Entertainment probably could come in handy when he's trying to pay off his baby mamas in 10 years and his car loans and his mansion loans. Obviously, Draymond Green isn't going to do the sex tape. Obviously, he's focused on making the Warriors a contender again this year, especially since they got Kevin Durant. But trust me when I say, that would be very, very handy in the future. No pun intended. Vivid is behind. I love how this website's so immature, they put behind in capital letters. These sex tapes of Kim Kardashian, Pamela Anderson, Mimi and Nico, and Farrah Abram. I love how Farrah Abram, I remember she would call like the shows I would listen to 3 to 4 years ago when I was on my way to school. And she would call like Rover or Opie and Anthony, and she'd be like, my sex tape, it got leaked, oops. And then you watch the sex tape. And if anybody out there is going to deny and say they didn't watch it, trust me, a lot of people did. It was the most watched video or whatever on Pornhub for a while. It was so perfectly edited, and there was music in the background, and it was perfectly framed, and it was with a famous guy named James Dean who's in porn. To me, that's not leaked. That's perfectly made because she was out of things to do. She was known for being a famous girl that got pregnant. She was a teen mom. So I loved when she was like, it got leaked on accident. No. That's what I love is everybody has that fantasy where they're like, ooh, that was on accident. No. Pamela Anderson, that was leaked. Not on accident. Kim's was not leaked on accident. Rest in peace to China, but hers was not leaked on accident. Trust me when I say celebrities are scumbags, and they do this on purpose. And they said if he were to begin doing porns, and he were to do a film called Dre-zilla, he could be one of the greatest porn actors of all time because of his schlong. So there's that. Also, I saw this. This is from the Bradenton Herald, which is a suburb of Tampa Bay. Because for people that are listening in Cleveland, you have Tampa, you have St. Pete, you have Newport Richey, Clearwater, you have Bradenton, you have Sarasota, Land O'Lakes. It's a huge area. And this is from the Bradenton Herald. And Publix is our main grocery shop down here. It's very nice. It's very clean inside. I love going there. Publix, their Harris, one of the richest women, has donated $800,000 to fight medical marijuana. No. Not to help make it legal here in Florida, where there's some of the toughest laws on the most meaningless drug to have it against. No, not in Florida, where you have wrong-way drivers and DUIs are at an all-time high, and you have a bunch of crazy crime that happens. She donated almost $1 million for a drug that makes you relax and a drug that helps you just appreciate life. It sounds like this woman could take a few hits of a bong to relax. I don't do weed. I'm just saying, the fact that she's donating $1 million for a drug, come on, to be even more illegal. Who are you impressing, honey? One of Florida's richest women has donated $800,000 to keep medical marijuana out of Florida. The trust of Carol Jenkins Barnett, daughter of the founder of Publix's chain, sent it to the Drug Free Florida group, which is fighting the legalization in November. Florida's insane. There's a lot of issues with Florida. You know what you could do with that $800,000? You could have a radio campaign and a TV campaign and a billboard campaign. You could even have an airplane flying over the beach hold up a sign that says, "Don't drive the wrong way on the highway." Since we lead the whole country, Tampa does, in wrong-way drivers and motorcycle deaths here in Florida, to me, somebody dying because of a reckless driver is a little more important than somebody smoking a bong, if it's medical or not, if they're making up that they have a migraine. To me, a wrong-way driver is a little more important. Just saying, call me. 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. I love all these comments in the comment section where they connect Facebook to the Bradenton Herald. It says, "I'm not going to Publix anymore. I'm boycotting Publix." No, you're not. You're going there next week to get your groceries. Or you'll go to Winn-Dixie, or you'll go to Aldi's for a week. And then you'll go back to Publix because you know it's the best in the area. You're not boycotting Publix. And even if these 4 people that are commenting that they're going to boycott Publix are going to really do it, are you impressing anybody? Is Publix going to go bankrupt because Dana from Bradenton, Florida, and Jimmy from Sarasota aren't going? Are they going to be looking at their numbers in the next quarter review and go, "Oh no! Oh no! Oh, God. Dana from Bradenton and Jimmy from Sarasota, they haven't shopped here. Oh, God, we're going to go bankrupt. No, they'll be fine. They have fresh meat. It's a very inviting place. The cash, when you go and you sign out and you're about to pay for your food, everybody that works behind the table, that's what I'm trying to say, they are great. They are very friendly. All the checkers and the baggers, and when you even get lunch meat, they're like, hey, how's your day going? Trust me, Publix isn't going to lose anything. Shut up. I love people that have to comment that. Like, what are you getting out of writing that? I used to be the guy that would write all these crazy things on social media, and I would debate about TV shows on IMDb, and I had to argue about everything. But when you have comments written about yourself on Reddit when you're working for a radio show, or people write negative things against you on Twitter, you know, it annoys you. All right, we have a caller on Happy Hour. Let's see how this goes. Happy Hour, who's this? Happy Hour, you're on the air. Who is this? What up? What's up, Lewis? How's it going, dude? Have you been listening to my show? This is Lewis Live, my original mentor in this business from Dance Factory Radio in Chicago. What's up, bro?
What's going on, man? Hey, can we use that money to ship that lady to some island somewhere?
Dude, we definitely should ship her away. The fact that she's spending $800,000 on trying to ban medical marijuana is moronic. What do you think, Lewis 2 Live?
Yeah, it's idiotic, I think. Yeah, I'm hoping it legalizes here in Illinois. It can certainly get us out of debt, that's for sure.
Dude, I haven't been in the Midwest for about a year now, and I'm going on 2 years removed from living in Chicago. I listen to Man Kyle's podcast every day, and he rants about how the taxes are going up and Chicago's going downhill. You don't live in Chicago, but you live in the Chicago area. You're on the Chicago radio market. I lived in Chicago for 21 years. It's my favorite city. But is there a vibe in, let's say, Chicago and the area that it's going downhill a little bit? I just want to know because my mom wasn't sure how to answer that. And you're a guy, you're pretty up in the news, you know a lot of things. How is Illinois doing?
I mean, you know, like you said, I don't live in Chicago. I moved out of Chicago, but I did grow up there. I mean, I know the city. I love it. There are certain parts that you probably don't want to be around at certain times of the day. I mean, I think it's still a great city. I mean, things are going to happen. I mean, it's an urban environment. You know, you have crime everywhere. I mean, I don't know if it's worse or any better than it was 20 years ago, but you just got to watch your back and just go on with your life. You can't let that really, stop you from doing what's happening out there,
You know what's heartbreaking? Is whenever anybody goes, are you from the Midwest? Because they can tell by my twang and my accent. I go, yeah, I'm from Chicago. And they go, so is there murder that happens outside of Wrigley Field or at Navy Pier? It's so sad that Rahm Emanuel is the leader of the city where everybody thinks about the murder. Nobody thinks about the first place Cubs or the best pizza, which is deep dish, or our beef sandwiches, or all the actors, or Second City Comedy, or anything that goes on in Chicago. It's sad that whenever anybody says, are you from there, the first thing they ask about is the ghetto. Like, how depressing is that, dude?
Yeah, no, it is. I think the media has a lot to do with it. I mean, they should cover a lot more than just the violence out there. There's a lot more happening.
One thing I want to ask you too, Lewis, is this. Now, you're in the media. I'm sort of in the media. I'm in the promotions part of the media, but I'm in the radio media. But everybody has a TV in their living room. Everybody watches the news. To me, over the last 10 years with social media, I find the news to be very degrading and very awful. I feel like they define this country and they are ruining it. Am I being too harsh on MSNBC, Fox News, CNN, HLN? Or am I pretty right when I'm saying that the media just covers the bad news more than ever, and you have to go to British websites to find the good news? You know what I mean? And this little podcast.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with you, man, to a certain extent. I mean, the local guys on the local level, those are good people. You can't blame them for what's happened. But like the guys on the networks, the big networks, the cable channels, like you said, the Foxes and all those guys definitely, I think, have an agenda, man. Wrap my head around it, but yeah, something's not right there.
Now, here's what I want to ask you. I interned at Dance Factory Radio for about 14 months before I worked for Rover's Morning Glory, and then I got let go, and then now I'm in Tampa Bay. But it was basically my big break besides WNUR in Chicago. What is your favorite memory of me when I was interning there? Just overall, what was it like when I first walked in for that interview? How weird was it?
Yeah, you were way taller than me, so that was weird right off the bat. But yeah, no, it was cool. I mean, I just saw the fire in your eyes. You know what I mean? You were passionate about this. You weren't letting anybody stop you. You were just getting started in the media school, and you were doing what you're doing now, man. I mean, you've never stopped doing what you're doing. You've always, been recording your shows, always trying to find a new avenue, trying to get into the radio business one way or another. And whether or not you had a radio job or not, you were still recording. And look at you now. Now you're at a radio station recording your show. So, I mean, you're not really on the radio, but you're at the radio station recording your show. You know what I mean?
Damn right, dude. Now, I've had a lot of people go, how much did you pay for that voiceover? I've had a lot of people compliment your work. So if there's any podcasts out there or any radio shows that want to have you do the voiceover for their shows, how can they get into contact with the one and only Louis 2 Live?
At Louis2Live at dancefactoryfm.com. That's my email. And yeah, you can reach out through there. I'm on Twitter at Louis2Live. And as you know, I got the new Chicago EDM podcast going on. We're up to episode 19 right now, so it's a EDM podcast based out of Chicago, and we're talking to all the big EDM DJs and artists out there, up and coming producers. So that's really exciting. So if you can check that out, that'd be great. We're at shy-edm.com, and you can subscribe and get updates, and we got plenty of good stuff coming your way. So. And if you're a business related to EDM, we offer plans for you guys to advertise on podcasts because our listeners are getting up there. Not as much as you, Hoppe.
I try, dude. I try.
Man, you got a pretty good start.
Well, dude, I've been an awful friend. I'll ask you to do voiceovers, and then what happens is I go, I'll have you on the show, and then I forget and I get busy. I want to have you call in maybe twice a month, and I will do a show where there's not Hoppe TV, so we can just have a crisp show. And you would be a hell of a co-host, dude, because this is a lot of fun, man. Because we used to do those shows, Talk Avenue with Miss Lady B, so that would be perfect.
Oh. So I'm talking through my mic. I don't know how it sounds over there.
It sounds perfect, dude. Your voice sounds better than ever.
See, we can do a show right here like this. I mean,
that works perfectly, dude. It's weird how 20 years ago in radio, you would not have been able to do this. Like Kevin and Bean in Los Angeles, Bean's up in Washington. And when Robin Quivers had cancer, you would have thought she was right next to Howard. It's amazing in radio how you don't have to be right next to each other to do a show, Yeah,
thanks to Skype and Adobe, you're all good.
Well, dude, keep up the good work. I'm glad that you called, and I will hit you up, and I will definitely make you a feature, so it's not just the angry shock jock yelling for an hour,
Gotta say, man. So you're doing a great job, man. You had me engaged.
Thank you, dude. Keep up the good work and hit me up in about an hour via text. Sounds good? All right, thanks, Louis. That was the one and only Louis 2 Live from Dance Factory Radio in Chicago. The guy that helped me get my foot in the door and taught me everything I need to know. All right, here's the deal. You can be like Lewis, and you can call the show. It's 856-49-HOPPY. That is 856-49-HOPPY. All right, we're going to come back, and we are going to wrap everything up. But I want to play a song from Chicago that frightens me. It's called If Rap Don't Work. It's by the Bogus Boys, and it's very frightening because you find out what they would do if the rap business didn't work. Now, they're not a band anymore, but this was one of the biggest songs in like '08, so like almost 10 years ago. So I will play that for you, and we will come back and wrap everything up on Happy Hour after this. Hang on. Do not touch that computer mouse, that tablet, Facebook Live, however the hell you're listening to this show known as Happy Hour.
Happy Hour. Happy Hour.
Who the hell is watching this? Chime in. I know you're watching. I know you're engaged. You're so riveted by me. If that's a word.
What you saying, boy? LEP, bogus boy. I got this level. Yeah. Rap don't work. Back to the project. With some baking soda slaving over that powder. I still gotta make quota, so now I'm back to doing what I was doing before I even knew how to rap. What was that? Follow you round, find out where you hide it at. Okay, tell you off, turn around, make you bad. That's right. Matter of fact, tell whoever you plug with, tell them try to tax me, I get on some stick up shit. Say it's a goal, run in your crib, lay you on the floor, put the polio wheel, like you know what this is, homie, open that safe. You either lower that quick or catch a hole in your face. See, around the way I'm known for doing home and fade, all types of grimy licks, nigga, you name it. South business, gotta get it, pimpin', I'm about money. That's what'll happen if this rapping shit don't work out for you. Rap don't work, it's back to the block, I'm in the kitchen, nigga. Cooking the rock, we make it pop. I'm good with the pop. Now what it do? We ready to rock. I keep the faith on my mind. Stay on the grind. You never catch a hustler struggling. That's out of line. I'm steady flipping zippers, flipping dimes, and I bet you ain't with a chopper, ain't precise it in mine. Still cock and squeeze, I ain't gonna talk about it. I treat this money like the father, never leave without it. Yeah, if you got it, and I'm feeling like I want it bad, I stick his ass up fast for that little cash. Give it up. You want it done right, better do it yourself. The more mix you hit it with, the quicker it melt. I'm in the telly with some baggage in the digital. County in the back mixing up the chemicals. Yeah, if raps don't work, and niggas still gotta eat. You wanna be big Ruger, keep a lot of heat. Yeah, even my baby mama keep it in the baby seat. Show money, blow money every other week. Rap don't work, it's back to the block. I'm in the kitchen, nigga, cooking the rock. We make it pop. I'm good with the pop. Now what it do? We ready to rock. If rap don't work, I ain't finna trip. I'ma take it to the block and chop another zip. Fat rat sitting back watching Dro tip. $100 bills busting out the money clip. Another hit, check the spins on the BDS. I'm a star and they ain't seen me on the TV yet. Even if it's wet, I'ma make it flip. Rap don't work, it's back out of town taking trips.
Hey, Mooney, I see you got your buzz up, but if rapping don't work for you, what you gonna do?
Back to the block, baby.
Yeah, you had to.
It's back to the block. I'm in the kitchen, nigga, cooking the rock. We make it pop. I'm good with the pop. Now what it do? We ready to rock. Happy hour is about to end, but first, it's time for last call.
All right. This riveting show's about to end. But I heard myself, ow, you know? I just hurt my toe. Ow, I did it again, you know? Get it? Because Black Box was doing that. Ow! Ow! Doesn't this song just put you in a good mood? It also reminds you that Happy Hour is about to end. So tweet at me, at Ryan Hoppe Radio. Get the Hoppe Radio app in the Google Play or iPhone shop by searching up Hoppe Radio. Hoppe Radio. Go to my website, ryanhopperadio.com. Email me, ryanhopperadio@gmail.com. Also, here's the deal. Vote for me as best local podcast in the Tampa Bay by the Creative Loafing. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. All you have to do is go to tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. That's tinyurl.com/vote for Happy Hour. I'm under best. There are a lot of categories that I'm under. I'm humbled and honored that I'm there. If you want to vote for me, that's fine. I'm just honored to be there. Call Simply Prepaid to T-Mobile, my sponsor, at 727-331-1934. It's 727-331-1934. They are at 5014 Gulfport Boulevard South in Gulfport. Go there, tell them I sent you, talk to Tony Spinney and his lovely wife, Patrick McVicker, and Ryan in the tech department, and they will hook you up. Go to tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. That's tinyurl.com/happy hour decal. For just $2, you can get decals by my sponsor, Solis Graphics, out of Duluth, Minnesota, with Nicholas Seymour. Also, here's the deal. If you want to see Happy Hour live, and we're not Facebook friends, but you want to see what it's like with my shakiness and my awkwardness as I do this show, Happy Hour Live is archived. Go to tinyurl.com/happy hour live. It's tinyurl.com/happy hour live. I think that's it for the plugs. I'm out of breath, you know? Very, very tired. But you guys listening and you guys supporting the show, if it's the record number listens in Cleveland or Louisville, or the great numbers we've been having in Tampa and St. Pete and Orlando, you guys are the reason I keep on pushing. I have wanted to go into this business since like 4th grade, so I'm just chasing the dream. So every time you guys listen, I appreciate it. This has been Happy Hour. I am your host, Ryan Hoppe, saying peace out.